The US and Canada are locked in a battle neither can afford to lose. What began as a tariff dispute has turned into a ruthless power struggle, exposing the hypocrisy and arrogance of both sides. Donald Trump, desperate to flex his economic muscle, has slapped tariffs on Canadian goods under a flimsy pretense of national security. Meanwhile, Canada, eager to assert its sovereignty, retaliates with equal ferocity. The question is no longer about fairness, it's about who will crush the other first. Trump's strategy is predictable: economic warfare disguised as patriotism. He touts America first, while wreaking havoc on American businesses dependent on Canadian imports. His tariffs, meant to project strength, have instead ignited a trade war that threatens jobs, destabilizes markets, and isolates the US on the global stage. But let's not pretend Canada is an innocent victim. Mark Carney, set to take the reins from Justin Trudeau, is playing his own game, leveraging nationalistic pride to justify an economic counterattack that will hurt Canadians just as much as Americans. Both sides claim to be champions of the working class, yet neither seems concerned with the economic suffering they are inflicting. The US is using tariffs as a political weapon, while Canada frames its retaliation as an act of defiance. The reality: this is a reckless power struggle between leaders willing to sacrifice their economies for political gain. Jobs will be lost, prices will rise, but for the politicians orchestrating this fiasco, it's all about posturing, not protecting their people. So here we are, watching the unraveling of diplomacy in real time. The stakes have never been higher, and the next move could change everything. Will this end in negotiation or economic disaster? One thing is certain: this fight is far from over. Stay with us till the end. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you're new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. The tension between Canada and the US has reached a boiling point, sending shockwaves through political circles and financial markets alike. What started as a dispute over tariffs has escalated into something far more consequential, shaking the foundation of North American diplomacy. With each passing day, the rhetoric becomes more aggressive, the stakes higher, and the political maneuvering more calculated. Mark Carney, poised to take over as Canada's Prime Minister, is already making it clear his government will not bow to President Donald Trump's pressure tactics. In his own words, the US must show respect before Canada even considers stepping back from its retaliatory measures. This is not just about trade. This is about sovereignty, about power, about drawing a line in the sand. Canada has made its position clear. It will hit back, dollar for dollar, against Trump's aggressive economic policies. Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc has stood firm, announcing sweeping countermeasures that will see Canada impose tariffs on 29.8 billion Canadian dollars worth of US goods. These are not symbolic actions. They are designed to remind the US that it does not act in a vacuum, that every action has a consequence. And as these tariffs take effect, the message from Ottawa is unambiguous. Canada will not be bullied. Mélanie Joly, Canada's foreign minister, is in the trenches of this economic war. She knows what is at stake, and she is not mincing words. We will not back down, she declared, signaling that this is just the beginning of what could become one of the most intense diplomatic battles in modern North American history. The global financial markets are already feeling the strain, with investors scrambling to predict what comes next. The uncertainty alone is enough to send shockwaves through industries dependent on cross-border trade. Companies are on edge, businesses recalculating costs, and consumers bracing for price hikes as the impact of these tariffs ripples through the supply chain. Trump's justification for the tariffs has been anything but consistent. One day it's about national security, the next it's about trade deficits, and then suddenly it's about fentanyl. The erratic reasoning has left Canadian officials exasperated. The excuse for those tariffs shifts every day, Joly said, her frustration barely concealed. And then came the bombshell accusation Trump openly musing about annexing Canada. For many, it seemed like an outlandish claim, the kind of remark designed to provoke rather than propose actual policy. But in a political climate where reality and rhetoric blur together, Canada is taking no chances. Prime Minister Decker has made it clear: respect must be shown, or consequences will follow. Meanwhile, former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is on his way out. leaving behind a legacy defined in part by his tense relationship with Trump. His absence at key economic discussions this week was telling. The transition of power is underway, and Carney is wasting no time setting the stage for what could be a defining confrontation with Washington. This is not just a skirmish over steel and aluminum. This is a test of resilience, of leadership, and of national identity. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is stepping into the fray, preparing to meet with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick in Washington. The goal? To lower the temperature and bring some semblance of predictability back to trade discussions. But behind closed doors, tensions remain sky high. Ford has already leveraged his province's control over electricity exports, slapping a 25% tariff on power sent to 3 U.S. states, a move he agreed to suspend only in exchange for face-to-face negotiations with Trump's administration. This is brinksmanship at its finest, a high-stakes gamble with billions on the line. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. The Canadian Steel Producers Association is warning of economic instability, emphasizing that retaliation must be measured, not escalatory. Temperatures are very high at the moment. There's a lot going on, said Catherine Cobden, the association's president and CEO. The steel industry is no stranger to trade disputes, but the current climate is unlike anything seen before. The entire U.S.-Mexico-Canada Agreement, UMCC, could be at risk if this tit-for-tat approach continues unchecked. Unifor National President Lana Payne sees this for what it is: a direct attack on North American manufacturing. This unjustified and unprovoked trade war hurts working people, she said, placing the blame squarely on Trump's shoulders. The trade war is no longer just about political posturing. It is having real consequences for businesses and workers who depend on stability. Canadian manufacturers, already struggling with inflation and supply chain disruptions, now have another challenge to navigate. For those in the metal processing sector, like Matt Walker, president of the Canada Metal Processing Group, the tariffs are a nightmare scenario. The U.S. does not produce enough high-quality steel to meet its own demands, making Canadian exports critical to American industries. This is going to hurt consumers, Walker warned. It is not just the businesses directly affected by tariffs that will suffer. Higher costs will trickle down to everyday Americans, driving up prices on everything from cars to household appliances. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. And then there's the political fallout. Trump's decision to slap tariffs on Canada has sparked a surge of nationalistic pride among Canadians. The latest polling from Leger shows an unmistakable shift. Canadians are rallying behind their government, embracing a new movement centered on economic self-reliance. There's a new movement in Canada, and that's our Canada First movement, said Flavio Volpe of Canada's Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association. It's a response eerily similar to Trump's own America First agenda, a reflection of how quickly trade disputes can morph into ideological battles. The tensions are not limited to North America. The European Union has thrown its weight into the mix, unveiling a €26 billion retaliation package targeting U.S. exports. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen minced no words. Tariffs are taxes. They are bad for business and even worse for consumers. The message from Brussels is clear. Trump's trade war is not just Canada's problem. It's a global concern. Trump's ability to maintain his grip on the Republican Party and his chances in the upcoming election may hinge on how this trade war unfolds. His base remains loyal, but economic instability could erode support in key swing states. Meanwhile, Carney's rise in Canada signals a shift in leadership that will bring new challenges for U.S.-Canada relations. A former central banker, Carney has positioned himself as the steady hand needed to navigate this crisis. But the real test lies ahead. This trade war is far from over. The battle lines are drawn. The stakes are immense. And as Canada and the U.S. continue to clash, one thing is clear: this is about more than just tariffs. This is about power, influence, and the future of North American relations. The world is watching. Markets are on edge. And the next move could change everything. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe. to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.